everybody, I am Scotty J. Welcome back to Rock Titan Live. We've got an awesome show for you today. This next guest that I have on is proof that not only is Iowa where, a field of dreams is from, but is also where the dreams of musicians can be fulfilled. Because this artist I have with me is part of a band on the rise. They're going to be huge, mark my words. You may have already very well heard them. But everybody, I have got Blake Bedsaul with us, and they have their brand new album, Rise as Equals, coming out October 23rd. Blake, how are you?
Good, man. Happy to be on here with you.
Thank
And
you.
it is true. If you build it, they will come. So.
Oh, man. Well, don't you know it?
Right. Well, yeah, I try and I'm just trying to live by the old Iowa motto.
Oh my God, that's too funny, man. And both you and I mean, I guess technically speaking, we're brothers from other mothers, in that we both kind of live in the middle of nowhere, like we are out there, in the sticks more than likely, so to speak. Even though we might have more urban areas near us, you got to travel a good distance to get there. I know you were saying you're out there in Iowa, but you're also very close to Nebraska and North Dakota, was it?
South Dakota.
South
Yep.
Dakota. Okay. And of course, here I am in Pennsylvania, and I'm right on the border with Delaware. That's
Delaware.
like the oldest, Wayne's World, goof that there
Yep.
is. Delaware, and
Yep.
Maryland. But, oh man. So, Blake, my God, Saul has really gone gangbusters, man. It's got to feel good getting the attention you guys have gotten in such a quick period of time, yeah?
It is. Yeah. And it's everybody's been so kind and easy to work with that it isn't overwhelming. So it's really cool to be where we're at right now, pouring your heart out and have everybody, just want to be, talk to us and be involved. It's really an awesome feeling for sure.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I thought was awesome, very interesting about you guys. Now we're going to be talking about Rise as Equals because that again is the new album, full length album. Because you already had an EP come out, but your full length album's coming out October 23rd. Um, I saw somewhere that when you guys were making this album, or I guess specifically back when you were recording Brothers, or you were releasing your track Brothers, you and Zach had this thing where it was just like, if this doesn't make it, if this doesn't put us on the map, so to speak, then we're done.
Yep.
Is
No,
that
that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. Because we had a long conversation and really what kind of saved the band. We didn't even know if we were going to release the EP, honestly.
wow?
And what kind of saved the band was Will, our bass player. And he's from Lincoln, Nebraska, and he moved up and he moved in with me. And so the deciding factor was we can't let Will down. And so Zach and I talked. We said, this is our last hurrah. If it doesn't, take off, if it doesn't do anything, we're just going to have to tell Will, thank you, but, you can head home or whatever. And it took off. And so we owe a lot of that to Will.
Wow, that's cool. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Dude, I tell him that all the time. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my God. But well, so that being said, obviously you guys are getting a lot of playtime. You guys have toured with some amazing musicians, and one of the things we're going to talk about off this new full-length album of yours is King of Misery, man, because obviously you co-wrote that with an absolute icon that is Dave Draiman from Disturbed, who I freaking love. Draiman is he's the man. Draiman is the absolute man.
Yeah,
But
he really is.
yeah, you would know, right? Better than me.
Well, kind of, maybe a little bit.
Oh my God! But
No,
seriously,
he's actually a cool guy. It was cool because we just did an interview with him, and him just we can go back and forth, and he can feed us crap, and we can do the same to him. So it's really cool that we made that friendship with him and co-wrote a song, and yeah, and before we hit the studio to do the record or to do that track, him and I were going back and forth and doing vocal warm-ups and stuff. We became pretty good friends. It's really awesome.
that had to be surreal for you, man.
It was very surreal. I mean, who didn't grow up in the rock, world that didn't listen to Disturbed. I mean, you have to been living under a rock. So
I've got so many stories about them, man. It's not even funny. I got some great Disturbed stories. It's hilarious because now you're younger than me. You're younger than me, Blake. But oh man, I remember when they first came out with like their very first album because I remember they were on a soundtrack. Some of their earliest music got on Queen of the Damned.
yes, yep,
All right, that's like, oh wow, I mean, that was like, whoa, like who are these guys? Where did they come from? I mean,
absolutely.
kind of like you guys when they hit the scene, they came out guns blazing. I mean, there was they were just like an overnight sensation. I'm sure it feels like probably an eternity for you, but there are so many bands that work for years and a decade before anyone even gets a clue of who these guys are. You guys
Right.
have been out there for a few years now, and you guys are getting some serious spins. You guys are getting played on satellite radio. You guys are getting a ton of streams on Spotify. Kudos, by the way.
Thank you.
That's very, very cool. But yeah, with Draiman, man, it's funny because I remember the first Disturbed concert I ever went to. I went with a buddy of mine, and he got obliterated like early on. Actually, when we were going into the concert in New Jersey, which isn't real far from me either, all right, the Camden waterfront, there are bodies being wheeled out on gurneys.
Oh,
Like
wow.
they hadn't even hit the stage yet, and I'm just like, I don't know, dude, is this going to be safe? Should we be there? But long story short, this buddy of mine gets so obliterated while Disturbed is playing, he ends up literally taking a leak, just drops his drawers, takes a leak right on the dude
Oh,
sitting right in front of him. I'm like, we're
awesome.
gonna get wheeled out on a freaking gurney here.
Right.
This is insane. How did you meet Draiman, man? How did this relationship come to be? Because I mean, how did this meeting take place? Where did this introduction come from?
Well, let me tell you the story how Lou Brutus told me to tell you the story.
Oh, Lou Brutus, no way!
Yeah. Well, the story goes, Zach and I were in Hawaii walking on the beach, and a tree fell over, and a man was underneath the tree, and all of a sudden he was unconscious. And so Zach and I run over, lift the tree up off him, and Zach is giving him mouth to mouth, a little longer than he should have been because he was back to life. He was back at it. And the next thing we know is David Draiman, and he looks up and he says, "Hey, man, we got to write a song together." And
That's funny. Did you really talk to Lou Brutus?
yeah, I just did an interview with him.
Oh my God, that's too funny. And did he mention that he and I had talked? Did he seriously put you up to this?
No. Well, he didn't tell me that you talked, but I told him what the real story was, and it's really boring. And then he's like, "From now on, any interview you do, you say Lou says to say this."
Oh my God, that is so funny. Well, for everyone watching this interview with me and Blake from his band Saul right now, we did talk with Lou Brutus not too long ago about his new book that he just put out
Oh,
there.
yep,
And oh man, that man has lived. He's lived. I
yep.
mean, the stories he's got are absolutely insane. How was the interview with Lou? I'm gonna have to go check that out. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I mean, he's very like when he's doing the interview, he's very in it. Like I don't know, like very articulate and really, you know what I mean? So it was cool doing the interview, but it was a lot cooler just chatting with him before and after, you know? So it was a lot of fun to actually get to know him a little bit.
Yeah, he's everything that I'm not, Blake. I'm like,
Same here.
I'm the podcaster with ADHD. You didn't have to agree, man. You know,
Sorry, dude.
I'm like the podcaster with ADHD, though. I mean, he's pro. I mean, he's been a DJ for a long, long time. Personality. He's hung out with everybody. My God, his stories are legendary. So everyone, go check out Lou Brutus's book. Go out to rocktitan.tv. I did a review on it, and we got the interview out there. Go check that out. And if you haven't read it, Blake, you should go check that out yourself.
I have not yet. I seriously want to.
You would love it, especially since you just talked with the guy. But anyway, enough about Lou, because we're on Rock Titan Live right now. Right? So
Yes, sir.
we're talking rises equals. I know the whole concept of equals, being equals, is something that is very personal, very special to you, your brother Zach. Tell me about that, man.
You know, the term equals came from we didn't want to have like another like Saul Army or Saul Nation or you know what I mean? That sort of that sort of thing for our fans. We wanted something that really personalized it to show how important they actually are to the success of a band. And the only way to do it was really to show them that they are as important as we are, with the request and, the buying the albums and coming to shows and the merchandise. So we, Zach came up with this term, equals, and it came up with the term rises equals. And that's really how it came about. And we've been saying it for a couple of years. And then when we decided to name our first full length record after we got signed, we just said, hands down, it's going to be rises equals, because there's so much thank you that we owe to our fans on pushing us and getting us to where we're at right now. So it just made perfect sense to us.
That's a good story, man. I
Thank
love
you.
it. And it's such a positive message too.
I think
love
so.
it. And
that's one thing we're trying to do right now as a band, and just as people in general, is really push a positive message, especially in such a negative time. So we're really trying to push that energy, back out into the universe. So it's cool.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's a great way for you to resonate with your fans as well, too. Because everyone goes through trying times. Nothing great ever came easy. And you guys are a story of perseverance. You have been through very tumultuous times of your own, well before, this whole coronavirus and the quarantining and the pandemic ever hit. You guys have been dealing with very, very personal issues of your own. And here you are. Here you are today, getting some serious acknowledgement, as you will deserve, because you guys are phenomenal artists. And again, everybody, we are talking about Rises Equals, that comes out on October 23rd. I have already heard the entire album, and I'm putting a review out of it. I love it. Man, have you guys... I saw that there were some influences that you had, but man, I'd be remiss if I didn't say you didn't remind me of Avenged Sevenfold a little bit. Have you guys gotten that comparison at all?
Never Avenged Sevenfold. I'll take it all day. I love Avenged Sevenfold, but no. I mean, big fans. We saw them. Will and I went to see them. Was last 2 years ago? Last year, 2 years ago. Them and Bullet for My Valentine and Breaking Benjamin, and yeah, we're big fans of Avenged Sevenfold. But
you got that feel.
That's cool.
You've got that feel. Now, with you and your brother being in a band together, and it's funny how many musicians I've spoken to recently where they're like siblings. I've spoken to so many brothers and sisters recently. It's crazy.
Right.
Who's older? Are you, or who's older?
I'm older. Yep, by
a
year.
You're the older brother. By how much?
1 year.
Oh, wow. So you guys are like Irish twins.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's 3 of us left. So me, Zach, and Thatcher, our youngest brother, we're all 1 year apart.
Holy man, you had some busy parents.
We did. My dad was a Navy man, so when he came back from leave, he got to work.
Oh man, like they say about sailors. That's funny. Yeah, my son is going into the Air Force here shortly, so I guess that's a good thing. I don't have to worry about being a grandparent before I'm ready. Oh,
right.
Man, this is crazy. But all right, so I always like to kind of backtrack. I like to circle around because I thought it was very interesting when we were talking earlier, and you mentioned that brother was kind of like, man, this was a defining moment.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, this is going to happen, and we're going to keep on going, showing the world just what kind of talent we have, or we're done. If you were done, what would you guys have done?
Well, people probably, think it's crazy, but, being in Iowa, we got a lot of cornfields. We have a lot of cattle. We have a lot of, hogs and confinements and all that. So one thing we were doing, Zach, Will, and myself, we were, it's pumping manure. So we worked with this company called Calumet Manure. We'd work, it was 100-hour weeks, and we would just be in the fields and running lines and plowing cornfields, bean fields.
I'm doing all I can not to die laughing right now, man. I'm sorry. It is all I can do, literally not to fall off my bar stool. Oh my God, dude. So if you weren't like a musician, you'd be pumping manure.
Yeah. It's pretty much farming.
Oh my God. Oh man. Talk about being worlds apart.
Right. But the cool thing about it, when you're sitting in a nice John Deere tractor, they got nice stereos, so you can rock out in there.
Well, hopefully in the not too distant future, you're going to be riding around in vehicles that are a little bit better than John Deere's.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's too funny. One of the things I noticed, Blake, is that you had at least brother was on your EP, right? Aeons, and
Yep.
that's now on your full length album as well. You guys had a rather long. You had a long track listing. You know, longer than a lot of the full length studio albums that I see coming out. A lot of them are like, 10, 11, 12. You had like 14 tracks on this.
Yeah, yep. And that's one thing we wanted to do on this record too, is because we'd had put out 2 or 3 EPs that are just like 5 songs, 4 songs, and with this record, we didn't want to cut any, but we ended up having to cut a couple tracks off it, and we just wanted to come out swinging with every single song because we felt every single song we poured all the emotion and the time and the effort into them that we didn't want them to not be on the record. Because we didn't, we all killer, no filler kind of thing. So that's what we were trying to do. And I think that's the way the record came out. And we definitely have a couple more that will, possibly be out later. But yeah, as many songs as we could get on there for sure.
Yeah, no, you definitely didn't waste any space, that's for sure. But so one of the things when we were talking about you and your brother jamming together and being as close in age as you were, how did it come to be that you were the singer? Obviously, you've got great chops, though. And Zach is playing guitar. Were there any other instruments that you guys have played that, maybe that was something that you were going to take up? Like, what was the decision that you were going to be the singer and your brother was going to play the guitar? I'm assuming this went beyond drawing straws.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Well, it definitely, when Zach was in high school, he was an excellent, he played trombone and baritone, and he was really, really good at it. And when it came to him wanting to start playing guitar, it was just, he picked it up and ran with it. At the time, I didn't even sing or play an instrument or anything. And one day he's like, "Hey, man, our bass player is just not cutting it. You want to get a bass and an amp and come play for us." And I went out and bought a Fender 4-string and a little PV amp and came to practice. And then I just did it from there. We were in a cover band for a couple years, and Zach and I started writing music and then trying to bring it to the band. They weren't vibing with it. So Zach and I broke off, and we were just a 3-piece for years and auditioned singers. And then one day I'm just like, you know what, dude, I think I can do it better than these guys. And so we were just a 3-piece, me, Zach, and our drummer, and the rest is history.
Wow, man. Don't underestimate you farm boys. Corn hucksters, man. You guys got skills. Seriously. Oh my gosh. This is incredible. So in terms of supporting Rise as Equals, obviously we are still in the midst of chaos right now. And dates are all over the dang place. I know you guys have toured with some incredible musicians. You've shared the stage with many. You're going to be major headliners soon enough. That I have no doubt about whatsoever. What does the future have in store? Because I know our time is short here. What is the plan? Have you guys scheduled any dates for 2020, 2021? Are we looking at being active?
We haven't scheduled anything yet. We do have some offers on the table. I think everybody's trying to see how, the beginning of 21 goes, and we're hoping to hit the spring running. We're got some offers from some bands that we definitely want to tour with. So if everything goes according to plan, it's going to be awesome.
Offers from bands like?
I don't know if I can say yet.
I tried, everybody. I tried,
Right.
Blake's already got the politics down pat, Man, some of you guys are loose lip, but you're clearly not looking to sink any ships here. All right, it's all good.
Well, I would say, it's just so undecided, of what's going on for the year that I can't say, because then I would just be disappointed as well.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. All right. Maybe this is open game. All right. Because King of Misery, you recorded that track. You co-wrote this with David Draiman from Disturbed. Is there any chance that you go out with him and maybe he does this song live with you?
It's crazy. We were actually just kind of talking about that yesterday. which would be absolutely amazing. I don't know. Nothing's on the table yet, but he was talking about it. So
Okay.
who knows? Who knows?
All right. Now, official music videos. Is there anything new in the pipeline that we're looking to be releasing that we should be looking for as in conjunction with the release of your album?
Yes, we did. We got the opportunity to play 4 shows this year. So one of them being our hometown show in Sutherland, Iowa, population, 490 people. So 900 people showed up for the show, and we shot a live music video for our, title track, Rises Equals. And, that's going to be coming out, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, everybody was electric at the show. It was a lot of energy. It was a very, very good time.
Right on. Right on. Well, Blake, thank you so much for joining me on Rock Titan Live. It has been an absolute blast. And everybody, I know you had fun. I mean, here we are, all right? We're here with Blake Bedsaul, and he's singing with his brother in an awesome band. And the alternative to making music was pumping sewage, spraying manure, spraying manure out in the fields of Iowa. Yeah, if that's not a great story, I don't know what is. All right.
Right.
So, I know you're going to enjoy this podcast. So everyone just go to youtube.com/Rock Titan. And then I've got the review of Rise as Equals out on rocktitan.tv. So make sure you go check out that full review too. And, I'm going to feature whatever music I am at liberty to feature, in terms of videos and stuff like that. But, Blake, congratulations on all the success, man.
Thank you, brother. It's definitely, we're still on the grind, but hopefully 21 picks back up because I think we're ready for a rock revolution.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree more. All right. Well, everybody, again, Rise as Equals, October 23rd. We're here with Blake Bedsaul. I am Scotty J. You're watching Rock Titan Live. We're out.